exactly who we were targeting because I was just like, here's a picture of the guy, put it on my little play sheet. All right, let's go. So, I mean, I was what, 20, 21? You're correct on the odds and evens, right? Even numbers, East Coast, odd West Coast. So before I came in, each of the teams had little specialties. Okay, we're Arctic, we're jungle, or whatever.
Right.
But then Iraq popped off, and the tempo for like the desert teams was just too much. They didn't stay there forever, right? Stay there for 10 years. So they said, okay, scratch all the specialty stuff. Let's get everyone over there and rotate out. Yeah.
Okay. So was it a situation where you had a choice to like pref what teams you wanted to be on, or was that?
So you can do a wish list, right?
Okay.
But the needs of the Navy will trump that.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I want to stay on the West Coast, SEAL Team 5. And at that time, 5 had like a really cool kind of rock star mentality vibe that would pick up on. I'm like, oh, I want to go to SEAL Team 5. And then you'd have to go in order down. Okay, SEAL Team 3, SEAL Team 1. And I got lucky. I got to go where I wanted.
Why was 5? Why were they the rock stars?
I don't know. They just had that vibe. They were just like, they're cool, hanging out on the beach, running. I was like, man, that's cool. They're playing volleyball. And they were always joking and stuff when we'd run by. So I'm like, that's cool.
You want to be a part of that?
Yeah.
So you start off on 5. You
Yeah.
come out. Now, what was like your specialty while you were a trainee coming through? Like, what was the main thing that you were bringing to the table?
Fucking listen. Just listen and learn. When you're brand new, it's listen, learn, take the trash out. Be the first one there, be the last one to leave. Learn about every department you can. And then you'll get put into stuff. Then I went to breacher school and became a breacher. But when you first get there, you're just taking it all in because you're not really done. Like, oh, I got through BUDS, I got through SQT. It's like, well, now I have to learn how to function in this team.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think Ephraim was telling me like you can get kicked out at any time. Like if you're not assimilating.
Yeah. So
at all.
selection's never over.
Right.
Yeah. You got to show up every day for sure.
And you're showing up onto a team where there's guys sometimes who have been there for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have some guys who've been there for 2 or 3, but it's like a mix.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to say how big the team was, right?
I mean, not huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very specialized.
Yeah.
If you will. So you come out. It's still 03 at this point.
When
you finish BUDS.
No, I think I checked in 04.
Okay. So Iraq has been going for like a year.
Oh yeah.
Roughly at this point.
Popping.
Are you going into action right away, or now how'd that go down?
Summer of 05, we deployed to Iraq, and for the first 3 months, we had to do a personal security detail for one of the local nationals. Nothing too spicy during that time, and then the last 3 months, we did just direct action assaults.
And what's that comprised of?
Rolling up on a dude's house at night, breaching the door, either grabbing them or if there's resistance and you got to take shots, and gathering any intel, bring it back and seeing if you can farm that intel into another target. And we just did that for 3 months.
Are you doing any of that in conjunction with other parts of the military, or is that strictly SEAL Team 5 going in for?
So I'm sure other parts of the military were involved, but like that was my first deployment. I was just making sure I had a round in the chamber. So that bigger picture stuff, it wasn't even important to me because I didn't have the bandwidth for that. I was like, okay, make sure my night vision has a new battery. Like I was just like, be a good new guy. That's it. Mm-hmm. And all that stuff will come later on. That's more leadership stuff.
What's it like when you get off the plane and you're in Iraq in the middle of a war zone?
It was pretty wild because we were getting ready to land. I remember thanks for the question. First time I even thought of this. Guys start unzipping their bags, putting on their body armor as we're coming in the airport. I'm like, no shit. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to, even though you've been told it's real, you've been training that it's real, until you're there, you're like, oh, it's real. And you land and you're like, oh, the airport just got bombed in the south end or whatever. And you're like, holy shit. Like, okay, we're here. Yeah, it was very surreal.
Where did you land?
I think we landed right in Baghdad.
In Baghdad.
Yeah.
What's that? Bayat?
Yeah, Bayat.
Yeah. So that was There was a whole thing. I'm forgetting the details, but like Chris Cathers had talked about that. Like that was like a major operation right at the beginning where they like took the
Took it,
airport
yeah.
or something. So when you're landing, it's like part of a green zone, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay. So you come in, and the first 3 months aren't crazy. The next 3 months, you're doing a lot of these roll-ups. How did you guys, are you working with Intel at this time to determine like where you're going? I would imagine you're not just like
Yeah.
picking out random
Yeah.
houses.
So, back to what I was saying earlier, they had a jock or a talk and, Tactical Operations Command or Joint Operations Command. And like, it's straight out of like an old NASA movie. You walk in, there's screens everywhere. There's people like, making target packages and stuff. And, I wasn't invited nor wanted to be anywhere near that as my first deployment. I'll let the head shed deal with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what, like, 'cause that's kind of a whole new world as far as you're not exposed to any of that when you're out at Coronado.
No, I'm just trying to like make sure I clear my quarter when I enter
Yeah.
the room. I'm not worried about target packages at this time. No.
Yeah, I mean, I love hearing about some of the backstories with like how CIA or DIA had to work with the SEALs or Special
Yeah.
Forces to find targets because you're bringing together such wildly different personalities. You kind of have your like Ivy League, computer types, and then you have like a where's my fucking hex bar? Let's get some deadlift in types. You know?
And it's funny because you'll see them try to like go out of their lane, and the tech nerd guy will be like, "Oh, you guys should do it like this." Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, stop. And then one of us will be like, "Oh, you should have 10 drones do this," and we're like, "Shut up, bro. Wait, like, stop." So like, it's funny to see when everyone like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to suggest this to them," and it's like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. But it happens both ways, so it's funny.
Yeah, stay in your lane.
Yeah,
Keep
just
it-
do your
keep it
job.
cooking.
I'll do my job. It will be good.
How was the drone technology at that time in like 05?
I think it was minimal.
Right?
I think it was super minimal. Yeah.
Everything I've always heard was like that kind of came in hard at the end of Bush's presidency.
Yeah.
Like 07, 08, right?
Yeah.
So I guess at the time it is, well, this is 05. So is this like kind of on the hunt for Al-Zakawi? Were you involved in that at all?
I think that was going on, but we never got tasked for that.
So what really was the mission at the time? And the reason I asked that is just because obviously Iraq started successfully, like, hey, wow, we rolled in, we did it. And then suddenly insurgency goes crazy.
Power vacuum. Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's it like 05? What's the vibe, if you will?
And 05 was just fucking fighting in the streets, man. It was crazy. And, we're going after the just generic bad guys, just bad dudes, and that was it. It was popping off at the gate at night, during the day, and I couldn't tell you exactly who we were targeting because I was just like, here's a picture of the guy, put it on my little play sheet. All right, let's go. So I mean, I was what 20, 21, and just go.
That's wild. You like see him? Yep, take him.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
But you're also doing this like, it's got to be difficult when these guys are like hiding behind families and stuff and innocence, because like you're going into some places, it's like there's kids there, but you got a really bad guy in there. You got to take it down.
Yeah. So 2 things. 1, I'm coming home. That's all stop. 2, fucking shoot tight.
Yeah.
Shoot hard groups, and you shouldn't be a problem. And if something does happen, that's on him for hiding behind his kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shitty reality, but it's like war is hell. You're in the middle of a war zone. Shit's going down, and you or them.
To a degree, if you're gonna fight monsters, you need to be just a slightly bigger monster, right? You don't want to go too big of a monster, and then it's harder to come back from. But me versus you, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna win. That's it.
Did you have that mentality at the time?
Yeah.
Like that exact?
100%.
Was that something that had kind of been ingrained in you from the trainers or the people who kind of prepared you for that, or was that more intuition yourself?
I think it was just intuition, playing middle linebacker, just trying to crush dudes. I don't know. I think that could have something to do with it.
Yeah. Did you have situations during this first run here, I guess like that second 3 months, where you had some really tight calls or difficult decisions?
No, I got pretty lucky on that. deployment. Everything was pretty cut and dry. Yeah.
When you're going in to roll up, like you're a breacher, so that's one of your specialties with this. But I would imagine you're rolling up on all different types of places. It's not just always like a house in the city. It might be a different layout, if you will. Like how do you plan a lot of this ahead of time?
So if we can and we get intel, we can kind of see what it looks like. But it's all bird's eye view, and you're like, okay. And sometimes they'll have a source and they'll do a drive by and get pictures. But pictures are good, but it's always different when you get there. But most of our hits were in the city, apartment complexes, and training for an exact layout, that's not how we operate. We train tactics so that you can go to any layout and do the tactic and execute. Because you can't train for every single layout. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You'd be training forever, right? So you have your standard operating procedures and then execute on the target, and you're good. I mean, one time we had a target in the middle of a field, a house. We got there was 150 houses because the satellite imagery was super old. So we ended up breaching like 26 houses until we found the right one. Yeah.
26 houses?
Oh, yeah.
How'd they not catch you after like 4? Like, oh, they're here.
Right? I mean, I have some hearing loss from that night, but yeah, it was wild.
Oh, my God. Yeah, because you're right up. What are you wearing? When you breach, like, do you put in like some plugs or something?
No. So
we're all dogging.
Yeah. So you can wear like, this is before like the really good noise canceling Peltors that you wear over your ears. But still, even with those, when you get shot at, it's hard to tell exactly what direction. So I would have one ear for comms and one ear open. And some of these courtyards, the way a lot of houses were set up in Iraq, you'd have the house and then like a really thick mud wall courtyard. A lot of those times, the distance from the door where the breach is going to happen to the courtyard wall was inside the minimum safe distance of the charge. So as a breacher, you're putting it on and you're like getting as far back as you can, like sucking up against the wall, but you're still like 3 to 6 feet inside of where you're supposed to be. And you're just like, boom, and you send it.
You ever get knocked out from that sometimes?
I didn't get knocked out, but we did a breach and it would like, the waves traveled down a stairwell, hit me in the face, and I had a bloody nose. And I'm like, dude, I get shot? But it was the way the explosive wave went boom, ricocheted, and hit me right in the face. I was like, wow. It was wild.
It's intense.
Yeah.
But it's got to be heavy adrenaline. I mean, you got to be like, that's what you're there to do.
mean, kind of. It's more. It's kind of calming. And I tell people this: if someone you loved was going to get open heart surgery, would you want the surgeon to come in like, let's go, let's fucking go? You'd be like, hold up, buddy. Or would you want him to come in, cool, hey, I got this. I'm methodical, boom, 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 done. I'd want that guy. Right? Yeah.
I had a doctor one time when I was going to get surgery. He didn't walk in like, let's fucking go. But he walked in with just enough energy and confidence that I felt like it was more the calmness.
Okay,
it just wasn't like, he wasn't like, hey, how are you? He was like, all right, let's do this.
That's cool. That's assuring.
Okay.
That's cool.
All
I
right,
like that.
All right,
yeah.
You got this.
So it's like that. It's like, yeah, we're good. Let's go. We
Yeah.
got this. It's not, right? Because you want to make your shots count and you want to be calm and you want to make the right decisions. Yeah.
During this time period, though, like, because you're working with all these guys who had been on the teams, obviously, like within Team 5 for a long time in many cases, is there a point where you kind of feel like, I think I've earned their respect. Like I've been here, I'm executing, and they're like, okay, this guy can stay. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.